Hello and welcome to Jazzercise, which is a really cool franchise. I am here with Robin Berkery, who I've known since 2004, did we decide?
Roughly
2004, yeah. When we were waiting tables together at Ideal Bar and Grill. Gosh, does that date us? Older and wiser.
Yes.
Older and wiser. And I just did an absolutely killer workout. My hair is soaking wet. She made me drip sweat. It was fun. Everybody in here loved her and loved the workout. And I'm going to be sore tomorrow, I can tell.
Okay. I want to hear about it.
I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you and tell you. With those like leg things at the end and the abs, I was like, and that little lady next to me was like, just imagine I'm 70 and I'm like, and I'm dying. She was all like,
I know, they're amazing.
They're amazing. So tell us a little bit about how you got into Jazzercise and why.
So my mom was one of the OG Jazzercise. So it started in 1969, went through the 70s, 80s. My mom did it while she was pregnant with me. Yeah,
so you were literally born to do this job.
Yeah, and my very first babysitter was in a jazz. She brought the carrier into class, probably blasted my ears out before they knew better. And then my whole life it was just how my mom exercised. And when I was younger, I used to make fun of her, and I used to be like, "Oh, Jazzercise," but she was so committed. She had all of her friends there. And then I moved into college and I was looking for a fitness program and I found my way back. And so my mom always says, "Who's laughing now?" Like,
does your mom, because your mom lives here now,
she
right?
was here today.
She was?
Yeah, she came.
Oh my gosh, I wish you would have introduced me.
She's
Which one was she?
She was in the back corner. She was the one smiling.
Oh, Robin.
Yeah, so she comes to like almost all my classes.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah. So, and then I started taking classes in Santa Cruz while I was a student in college. I got a full-time job when I graduated college, working day shift, 9 to 5, and doing Jazzercise for fitness. And then I was laid off my job, then I started teaching. And then from there, one thing led to another. The owner of Santa Cruz retired after 33 years in 2019.
Wow.
And basically handed me the baton. So It sort of landed in my lap. It was, little did I know that it was going to.
That's incredible because actually while we were working out, I was like, I've never been to one of your classes before. I've known you for a very long time and you're always like bubbly and energetic and so kind and sweet. But I was like, oh my God, you were absolutely 100% born to do this. Like I cannot imagine a more perfect person to be up on this stage telling people and instructions and giving them the confidence to do the steps and work out and feel good and confident in their own body. And just like seeing all these students in your class like admire you, I just was like, yeah, clearly you're meant to be here. Clearly you're meant to be here. Okay, you're gonna do a demonstration, Robin. I know we have a lot of B-roll.
There's sweat on the stage to prove it.
There is a lot of sweat on the stage and my hair is still dripping wet with sweat. But if you were a Jazzercise step, do you call them steps?
Yeah, moves.
What would it be called and what would it look like? Like, what is the quintessential Robin Jazzercise move?
Oh my gosh, that's a good one.
And can you show us? And what would you call it?
That is a good one. We have hundreds of moves. So like I was saying, my creativity is not, gosh, I feel like it's all been done before.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah. What was your favorite?
Oh!
We should do your favorite from today. What was your favorite?
Honestly, like the cool thing about Jazzercise is not only is it an exercise for your body, but it's an exercise for your brain.
Exactly.
Because I actually sucked at all the steps and the moves. And I just pretended, I faked my way, fake it till you make it through, but I did get a good workout.
Yeah. It's a fine line of being like, you can't think about your grocery list. You can't think about what happened last night.
So
you have to focus, but also you also can be a beginner and get a good workout, right?
I got a good workout.
Yeah, it's like learning a new language.
What was my favorite move? I liked anything that was single, double, because I could remember That, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this once on this side and once on that side and then twice on that side, I could get the step right by the time I was doing the double.
Mm-hmm.
Now don't stop that leg contraction. You're going to pulse down for 3.
Yeah, and the great thing is it's dance based. So if you have dance or music background, it's really
all that.
But you don't need that either. So if you've never heard of an 8 count, you can still keep up. But if you have heard of an 8 count, you could be like, so.
Yeah. So what is your favorite move?
My favorite move, I love all the dancing, but over the last couple of years, we've gotten really into the strength training, as you can tell. And like the studies are showing the benefits of weight training and strength training are just as good as cardio.
Those were really hard, actually.
Yeah,
The
muscle work.
And then like you have to do it with your like hips too, like everything at the same time.
Normally we do push-ups, we do planks, we do burpees, we do mountain climbers.
Mountain climbers?
Yeah. So I'm going to do some of those on Thursday.
Oh, good. Perfect. Sure. I'll be ready.
So it's, but the strength training, the cardio is so good for your soul and your head and obviously the sweat, but the, muscle work changes your body.
Yeah.
And then some. So I love how Jazzercise was sort of always ahead of that too. We've always done muscle work.
And is the class usually the same kind of rhythm? Like you do warm up, cardio, bring in the weights, more cardio, bring in the weights?
We have different formats. Today we did a power sculpt class, which had more weight work. We also have a cardio sculpt, which you'll do more cardio and then the weight work towards the end.
Okay.
So it's variety. Sometimes we do all standing classes. Sometimes we use those resistance bands, the mini bands. Sometimes we do, no weights. We also have the exercise balls that are amazing. If you want to get a good ab workout, we'll use those as well. So.
And then can you tell us a little bit about, like, say there's like a beginner and an advanced, like how do you incorporate and blend so that everybody who's participating, because there was like 20 people here?
I think it was like 25
people here. And like everybody seemed like they knew what they were doing and having a good time, but how do you incorporate, like, I'm brand new versus like your mom who's been doing it since 1969?
Yeah. I think that it's like I said, the cueing, whether or not you're brand new or you've been doing it for years, it's a fine line of being challenging enough to use your head, but also anybody can keep up. And I think it's just kind of doing your best when you get here. There's no judgment. There's no, there's no medal at the end if you did it perfectly. There's no mirrors. I
like that there's no mirrors. I think I might be a little too self-conscious.
Part of the model of Jazzercise is, we really focus on strength and we don't want to be distracted.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
With such a large group of attendees, how do you create such a grand sense of community and support within that group? And do you usually have the same people that come day after day?
That's a really good question. The community here has always been so strong and so welcoming. And like I mentioned, the ages right now that we have range between we have a teenager all the way through 20s, 30s, 40s, and then all the way, I don't think she'll admit her age, but I think she's like almost 90. Like we have a full variety of ages, and the teenager gets to dance with the older, it's a really great community. And like I said, there's no judgment. These women become best friends. You see each other every day or most days of the week. We do, they go out for coffee afterwards. They are a part of each other's lives. I mean, we've all been through so much together with COVID, but these women have, lost family members, divorces, grandchildren, everything, moving and coming back. And it's been a great, we're a very strong community. I think that's really the secret of this program.
That's
we also do.
Everybody seemed really welcoming too. Like I'm brand new, and everybody was smiling.
Who's
and
that?
The new kid.
They are. And that's everywhere. I mean, I have the benefit of traveling and taking classes in other areas.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're always just like, "Who are you? Come on in."
Yeah.
So it's a really great program for that. We also are really proud to participate in lots of fundraisers locally here. So we raise thousands of dollars every year, just this community, for different local fundraisers. We just did one for the Santa Cruz Animal Shelter. So these participants are able to contribute and donate in the name of Jazzercise. So it's another way that we really come together. We get to give back to the community, and we get to do it in a way in the name of a program that we're so proud of.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for this.
Yeah.
So we get to give in that name, and it's a good thing. Yeah.
Do you ever wear a thong, leotard, and leg warmers?
No, but I just got my first one piece because they're really trendy.
What do you mean a one piece?
Like the jumpsuit, the shorts.
Oh, they're shorts and goes all the way up?
Yeah. Unitard.
Oh my gosh. Text me when you're going to wear that and I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
I have a thong leotard and a belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have leg warmers.
I'm sure. Yeah, I do too.
Do you think I should wear that the next time I come?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. People always think, are you still doing this? Are you still doing that? And it's like, no, but it's still the same amazing program. And there's a reason, rather than no, we don't wear thongs anymore. It's like, no, but we did. And that was amazing too.
And you looked good.
Right. And so we just keep going with the trends and the decades.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe this has been a company in existence since 1969 and still going strong.
The original dance fitness program. I mean,
that is so cool.
Before, and like I said, I think the reason that it's lasted is because of the business model is so strong, and so we've been able to ride with the trends and it's possible for anybody to participate. And
can you tell me a little bit about the business model?
So I am a franchisee and I own classes here in Santa Cruz, and but I am a franchisee part of Jazzercise Inc. And so basically they provide us with marketing tools, with choreography, with music, but I am the owner of the business and of the customers. That's what we call our students here.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I love that. We all have favorite songs that we turn on to put us in a good mood. What is your go-to favorite song and or artist?
Well, if you know me, if you take my classes, you know that I have a big crush on Beyonce. That's like my favorite.
She's amazing.
Those
legs, I bet those are Jazzercise legs.
Yes. So as you saw, we did a routine to her today. So that's sort of what I'm known for, is the Beyonce obsession. But when we moved in, one of the things that we got was a life-size cutout of her. So sometimes we bring them out, but
oh damn!
Isn't she amazing?
I mean, those legs.
Uh-huh.
My Virgo.
Yes, your fellow Virgo. Yes. There she is.
Okay, here's a real serious question for you. Mm-hmm. If I do Jazzercise 7 days a week, will my legs look like that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Absolutely.
Since Jazzercise is such a high energy class and fitness class, how do you ever have days that you're like, oh, I don't really want to get up and go? And if so, how do you combat that so that you can bring high energy to give it to your students? No, what did you call them? Customers.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's sort of like you get on the stage and it's adrenaline and really good coffee. But also we give it to each other. I mean, I'm here to teach and play the music, but they're here for me too. So
do you love being on stage?
I mean, yeah.
Do you like your little
my Janet Jackson microphone?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is in school, they were worried about me when I was a kid for being too shy. Yeah. I know.
Would you consider yourself an introvert? Or
yes.
You would?
I think so.
Interesting.
I talk a lot in day-to-day life between, everything that I do. So when I go home, it's not a lot of talking.
I've heard from I've heard different interviews from Brene Brown, Oprah Winfrey, who are also very present on the stage and also introverts. I find that so interesting because I'm an extrovert. I want to socialize all the time, but I do not want to get on the stage.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. It's sort of you get kind of tapped out, and I mean, just the sound of my own voice some days is okay, that's enough. That's enough.
You're
I'm really, a joke that I have is that I don't talk on the phone with anybody. It's my least favorite thing to do is talk on the phone because I just get so burnt out on talking. So I'm good at texting and emailing, but it has to be a good reason to talk on the phone.
I kind of agree with you on that. If you could invite any celebrity, dead or alive, to join one of your Jazzercise classes, who would it be, and how do you think they would fare in your workout?
Oh, wow, that's hard. It's a hard one. I'm kind of shy. I think I'd be nervous if Beyonce came to class.
Would you? Would you let her come up on the stage with you?
Oh, yeah.
She would teach it with you?
Yeah, definitely.
She could just sing while you instruct.
That would work.
That would be I would go to that class. Hear that, Beyonce? We'll see you at Jazzercise. Can you share any inspiring or motivating stories from any of your customers that have experienced positive impact in their lives as a result of Jazzercise and you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think, as we all know, exercise is important for mental health. Movement is medicine. I think that especially during COVID, what we all went through, this wasn't just physical health. This was our mental too.
Yeah.
And so, we've all been through some hard times, and I've had women who have come right out of cancer treatment. I have had women who have lost a spouse days before. This is where you go. This is to feel good.
Yeah.
And also, watching people come in and they bring me copies of their medical records to show me how good their numbers are.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like they're proud of their.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's, or like, telling me about not being on medication, or, so physically there's so many benefits. You can see it with how healthy they are, and they see, they're healthier, they're stronger than their friends who are put on medication or who can't keep up. But mentally, it's just, we always say, like, if everybody did that, the world would be better. If everybody Jazzercise,
we would definitely be happier.
It makes you, it's there's no secret that exercise makes you a happy person.
Yeah. I could, everybody in here just seemed lively and fun.
They're an inspiration to me. All the ages and all the fitness abilities, and women on maternity leave, or pregnant women, or injuries. We just do what we can, and sometimes you show up and you can't do so much, but you're still here, and
Let's talk a little bit about the infamous COVID pandemic, because I know that during that time I stopped going to the gym. So how did you shift to continue to cater to this community that seems so loyal and dedicated to you, and continue to serve them and bring everybody together?
So group fitness, the reason that we do it, the reason that I was certified to be a group instructor, is because I want to exercise in a group.
Yes.
So this was obviously such a huge hit to the whole concept of that, of, being alone and isolating. So I think within a week, we were jumping onto Facebook Live to do live stream classes. Like, my team had never done a class in front of a camera, let alone to an audience of people at home, so it was great that we have no tech experience. We all had to teach ourselves how to do it. We all had to program our families to be out of the room when we were teaching classes, in our garages, our bathrooms, our bedrooms, our kitchens. But we did what we could, and I think that that's sort of how our whole community felt, is the alternative is to not do anything at all.
Yeah.
So we did what we could, and it's been sort of a silver lining, because, like, as I was mentioning to you, now we have people that are at home, whether or not they're more comfortable at home, or it's easier for them, or people go on vacation and take our classes now,
cool.
which is super cool. I have a lady that was just in Japan taking classes with us. I've taught classes from all over the world when I was on vacation. It's a cool alternative.
Yeah.
You can still get the community experience when you come to the studio, but if it's better for you to do it at home, there's that too. So in a lot of ways, we see it as a silver lining.
I love that silver lining. It was like you were forced to do something that you were not comfortable with, and that you didn't really want to do, and that your group class community was going to have to shift and pivot. But now, as a result, you can incorporate both in-person and online classes, so that even more people can take can benefit from what you're doing.
And it's still interactive. You know, our online classes, you can comment and they say, oh, that routine was so hard, or don't ever do that song again, or, you know, like that kind of stuff. But it's
my
really,
outer thighs are quivering.
Yeah. But it's still very much a collective.
Yeah.
Even though we're not all together.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's pretty impressive to watch how we've all ridden the wave, right?
Yeah. What are the plans for the future of Jazzercise, and how do you expect to innovate and incorporate new things as we progress?
Mm-hmm. We just keep doing what we're doing. Like I was mentioning in class a little bit, we are constantly getting new choreography. We're getting new songs. I mean, the music keeps us so fresh to me. And yeah, I think that's, you know, constantly exposing ourselves to different people. You know, we have this new location, which has opened the eyes to a lot of people who wouldn't normally do it. We also are a part of lots of community events. I have a relationship with the Santa Cruz Warriors, so we do events for them.
Oh, that's cool.
We're on tap to do a halftime show again this year. So it's really, they're amazing. And so those kind of things, we love to do that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar, the new location is in the Capitola Mall. Go in the front door next to Chili's and take a right at the fountain, and you will be amazed at this beautiful studio that they've put together.
Can't miss it, yeah.
If you could describe Jazzercise in 3 words, what would they be?
Probably joy, strength, and love.
Oh,
is that too cheesy?
No, that's so sweet.
that's the yoga and becoming now.
I love that. As a successful entrepreneur and fitness instructor, is there any advice that you would give somebody who would want to get into this industry and be successful as well?
That's a really good question. I learned a big lesson the last 4 years of owning this business, and the most important thing that I've learned is to listen to my own intuition. I'm also a people pleaser, so it's really been a wonderful experience to realize that really the only person that I need to listen to is myself. And you know, making it my own vision has really been beneficial for me, because you start to get off track when you start to follow other people's ideas and dreams and visions.
Yep.
And I've had the best success when I've stuck close with.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's
what I would say.
Yeah,
because it's hard not to listen to the chatter, but if you do your own thing,
out, I love that. That's, I think, probably life advice. Not just business, but
totally.
Follow your intuition.
It's not for everybody. It's you know, nothing is ever going to be for everybody.
Right.
So there's other options out there.
Yeah, I love it. You heard it here. Jazzercise with Robin Berkery in the Capitola Mall. If you want a killer workout with joy, strength, and love, this is where to come.
Yay.
Do you have anything else to add?
No, thank you.
And Beyonce.
Yeah, and Beyonce.
Beyonce will be a guest appearance every once in a while.